Yeah, so yesterday we had started doing something. Yeah, we had started coding a little bit. So I hope you guys can see my screen. Hey Ezra, can you see what I'm sharing?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, sure. Okay, so let us just start immediately. And I normally like interactive sessions, guys, so everybody should be prepared to say something. Yeah, so we just use, so I'll change my directory to the web static. Then I'll make a directory for pld Saturday. Just say pld Saturday. Yeah, and then cd into, okay. So as you can see, it's empty. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to create an HTML file. So for those who did not attend yesterday's session, we had an introduction to HTML and CSS. So we started with how HTML, how the web page is supposed to be, the format for all the tags from the doctor, from doctor HTML to HTML to the header tags, body, and everything. We saw how the header tags are normally used, the paragraph tags are normally used. So we were starting to create a form, but then because of time and some other unacceptable things, so we stopped. But then today we'll do a little bit more. So today's session mostly is based on the styling part, CSS, because in web development CSS is the only hard thing. So even if you are going through the resources, so maybe you want to start your project, make sure you really focus more on the CSS part, because while I was doing the tasks, I noticed that they're the ones that are a little bit trickier. Yeah, in case times allows and we plan effectively, tomorrow same time we can start doing the tasks together. Yeah, for the web static project. Yeah, but then in case everybody is okay, we can just meet some other time on Monday. Yeah, so now I'll touch an index.html, and then I'll also touch a folder called style. So this folder called styles is the folder which will have all our CSS files here. So we can cd in, sorry guys, let me remove this. Yes, I want to make a directory called styles. I'm cd into styles. Yeah, and then into styles I'll create a file called main.css. Yeah, so now let me open our VS Code. Yeah, so in case anybody who has a question or maybe wants to say something, feel free. This is a discussion. I don't want to be the only one who's talking. So yeah, so now let me just do this. Let me just, yeah, this will be better. Yeah, so while it's opening up, welcome everybody. So web development is really easier compared to the backend. So in case you are not getting Python, feel free here. Feel free so much. So let me just go back. Yeah, so let me open it from here. So So make sure you read the resources, because if you don't read the resources you won't understand what's going on here. But then web development is really easier compared to backend. Yeah, so backend engineering is not for everyone. For those who are saying C is hard, Python is hard, then I guess backend is not for you. I guess you should focus more on front end, and to be able to do that, this is the foundation. Yeah, so let me also think we're done with that. So just create a new tab. Let us open our live server. Just have to type it all today. But then, yeah, in VS Code, whenever you want to get all this format here, so you just type an exclamation mark and then press enter. All of this will be brought to you, so you don't have to type all of it unless you're using the terminal. Yeah, so let me put up our live server so that we can see all the changes we're doing. So live server is an extension in VS Code that you can download it. As you can see, our title here is document, and also here it's document. So you can change the title. Maybe let's say peer learning session. You can just say Pld Saturday. Yeah, I think that should be okay. So as you can see, the changes we are making here automatically in our live server here, we can get them at real time. So whenever you start doing your tasks, make sure you download this extension. It's going to be really useful, because you'll be seeing what you're doing at real time. Yeah, so as you can see here, whenever this format is brought in, or maybe we'll say this template is brought to you, you won't get the header and footer tags, the header and footer elements. So you're supposed to be the one who posts them. And remember, I was going through the tasks in the web starting project. I noticed that all of our tasks are linked together, and ALX was telling us to always create header and footer tags, always to use them. So never forget about that. Also, we'll see why they're useful in a moment. So let's try adding them. So this one is the header, and you can also add our footer. Yeah, and then yeah, so the header and footer, because there's no content here, you can't see anything here. Yeah, maybe if we try saying hello world, you can see here the output here in our web page is saying hello world. But then, so that you can know it's the header, you see that the output is coming at the very topmost layer of our web page. That's what's called a header. Yeah, so let's say our header is, let's name our header something like an introduction. So an introduction to HTML and CSS. Yeah, so CSS, and then you can see in our footer, this is more like this is more over continuation. Yeah, I want you guys to see something here. As you can see, the header and the footer are two different things, because if you try to put the cursor there, you'll see that the header The header tags usually the header element represents an introductory content for its nearest and center sectioning content. More likely, just instead of all of this, you can just say the header is used to put the content is in the topmost layer, and then the footer is normally used to place the content in the bottommost layer. But then now, if you just put it like that, you'll see that the header and the footer are more like maybe they're together, because the first one is the introduction to HTML and CSS, and then the second one, which is supposed to be a footer, we were expecting that we'll get this is an introduction, this is more of a continuation down here. But then in our live server here, we're seeing that it's still in the same line. So who maybe can tell me why this is happening? Yeah, so let me mention name, because you guys are quiet. So let me see who. Let me just mention a name here so that I can know. Okay, Denise, can you try maybe telling me the reason to why that's happening, or maybe we are not getting the output that we were expecting. Okay, there's no answer. Okay, what are let's see. Okay, Emmanuel.
Yes, I'm here. What's
Yeah, well, I'm okay. So what about you? How's your weekend?
I'm very fine. Thank you for the section.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, so as you can see here, we are trying. So maybe can you try helping us with this? So as both of us know that the header and the footer are two different elements, but then here in the
Yes.
output here, we can see that the footer and the header are more like near each other, and then we were expecting the footer to be here at the bottom. So why do you think it's
Okay.
not be here in the bottom?
Why do I think it's not yet in the bottom?
Yeah, it's only here. It's close to the header. Yeah.
Uh, well, I think even though the name is a footer and is symmetrically used for the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
we have to use CSS to actually get it to the bottom. The fact that it is a footer doesn't put it at the bottom by default.
Exactly. Now that's the response I wanted, or maybe the answer that I was expecting. Yeah. So in order to place them at the required positions, you're normally supposed to use CSS. Without using CSS, nothing is going to happen. So now let's do that. So I don't want to be the only one who is talking here. So as you as you can see, we already have a folder called styles that has all of our CSS files, and one of the file inside the styles is the main.css. But then even if we try to format this output here, it won't show anything because they're not linked together. So the first thing which we want to do here, we want to link our index.html file with our main.css files. So how can we do that, or maybe how can that be possible? Yeah, because we don't want to use styling CSS, we don't want to use inline CSS, and also the styles elements. We just want to use another file somewhere else. So how is that possible, or maybe how can we do that? Somebody. So now let me mention a name also. Manuel has said something. So okay, let me just mention. Okay, Clinton. Okay, Clinton, can you help us with that?
Help you with about we will use the on linking the CSS file to the HTML file.
Yeah. That's what we want to do, because we want to style our footer here so that the footer will be at the bottom part here. But then we can't do that without linking the CSS with our HTML file. So how can we do that?
You can put the. Should I tell you the code or
Yeah. You
the
can give
code?
us a small explanation, and then tell us also give us how we can write it. Yeah. So
I can give you. You can write it. Well, how you can write it? You open the opening tags,
okay.
link rel,
Okay. Link rel.
opening tag. Link, and then you give it maybe a name, maybe style sheet because it's a style sheet.
Okay. Okay.
Then href, which is a reference to the file.
Okay.
Then where the file is located. Oh, the file you style the CSS.
Okay, so you should use style.css.
Yeah.
Okay, but then remember this is a folder. There's a folder called styles, and then inside the folder
Oh, I haven't
there's
seen that. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. Yeah, styles then stroke style.css.
so styles, and then why use styles.css and the file is called main.css.
I'm actually using my phone, so I can't really see too much.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, sure. Yeah,
then the
main.
CSS.
Okay, so remain.css. Yeah, so
Then you close.
okay, so okay. Now I want to ask you something before you go. Okay,
Yeah.
in I don't think you're available with us yesterday, but then is this are
Yeah.
we supposed to close this tag using another link like that, or are we just supposed
Uh,
to leave it like that?
With me, I go about it. I just close it.
You
That
close it,
that's
you just leave it like that, you don't leave this one greater than sign.
yeah. See, I open and close it, and it works.
Okay,
More.
now okay, maybe I know the reason that's why you leave it like that, but then maybe somebody here doesn't know
Uh,
the reason also. So maybe can you try explaining to us why
uh,
this element, or maybe this element like this is not closed? Because as you can see here, most of our elements here have an opening. For example, this head has an opening, so you can see the head here and this head here, they both are both different. So
uh,
the opening has a less than and greater than sign, and then the closing has an mostly we can say a stroke here. So but then in our link here there's no closing, it's only link. Yeah, because less than sign and then greater than sign. So why are we not closing it?
and actually, it's actually a link compared to the others. The other opening and closing tag.
Okay, okay, okay,
A
okay.
link. I don't think a link. A link. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, okay, maybe I can help you with that. Or maybe before I say anything, does anyone have an answer for that? Okay, Emmanuel.
Yes, I learned that some tags in HTML are self-closing,
Yeah.
so this probably should be one of them.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Emmanuel. Yeah, and that's the answer, guys. So in HTML, there's some tags called self-closing tags. So those self-closing tags, you don't have to close them. They're just like that. So an example of that is the link tag. There's also another tag called, for example, HR, which you can see. If I say just HR like that, you can see it. So the HR creates more like a line break. Yeah, so they are self-closing, and then there are those who are supposed to close. So we should also know about that. So let me remove this one. Yeah, because now we have already linked our main.css file. So this is it. So link rel style sheet, and then yeah. So now when we come here, remember we want to style our footer here. Yeah, and this is the footer. So yesterday while we were discussing, or while giving introduction, we talked about three styles of styling our elements. There's this one, which there's one called using the ID selector. There's another one using a class selector, and then there's another one using the normal element selector. Yeah, more the element selector, you just use the name of the element. So in this case, because we want to style our element called footer, so you just start with footer and then open a brace like that. So what we want now, what we want here, because the footer normally should be at the top here, should be at the bottom. Okay, let me give you guys what we want to do here. Okay, okay, let me not do it directly like that. Let's just start. Let's go with baby steps. So first of all, we want the position. First of all, we want the position to be fixed. Yeah. So you can start with that. Yeah, position should be fixed. So position is fixed, and then we want it to be at the bottom. We want it also, as you can already see, just by placing these two tiles here, these two attributes here, the footer has already gone to the bottom here. So the footer, this is the footer here, so this is more of a continuation. But then now I want us to add something else. So what I want here, I want this footer here to have a background color of, let's say, maybe blue. And then we want this text here, instead of it being at the left here, we want it to be at the center. So who can try that? Who can try that? Yeah, so can somebody try that? So we want this text here to be at the center, and also we want it to have a background color, maybe we can say yellow, red, anything. So how can we do that? So anyone? Okay, let me mention a name. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name in a bad way, so you'll just you'll bear it with me. So let me see, Nyarazo. Nyarazo, can you help us with that? There's no wrong or right answer, guys. We are all here to learn, so don't be afraid to speak.
So I think for the text to align it to this, you said to the center.
Yeah, we want the text to be at the center, and then the background color for the footer to be more like, okay, because you're a lady, I'll say pink.
I'm not so sure, but I think you just say text align
Okay, so
semicolon or colon. I don't remember
okay, let me
there.
write.
Then you say center.
Okay, slowly. Let me start. So I should say text align. So text align. You say center.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what else?
Then background.
Okay, background. So which background should I use? Background. It's background. Just a background or background color.
Um, then you say background color.
Okay, so
Um,
background
Am I
color.
correct? I don't know.
Okay, so which background color should we give it?
You say the pink.
Okay, let me say pink. Okay, okay. What else? But then okay, before we continue, we can see the background colors change to pink, but then I
Yes,
hope you can see the output.
yes, I can see, but it's still
Yeah,
not at the center. So
yeah, but then
there,
it's
I'm
not at the center. And then also we want
mm,
all of this here, all of this line here, all of the footer to be pink. We don't want just a section of it. Yeah, so
all
yeah,
right.
thank you.
That one I don't know that one.
Okay, thank you for that still. Yeah, so
No.
anyone else who maybe wants to try or continue with where Nyarazo has stopped. An interactive session, guys. Yeah, don't say I'm keeping quiet because somebody else will say something. Be the person who will say something. Rahmat, can you maybe try? Okay, I guess Rahmat is not saying anything. Okay, Clinton.
We can use the what we can say width is equals to 100 width 100 and set it to 100% so that it covers from your left to your right fully.
So I should give it 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sure. And then the text is at the center. Okay, so let me add something else just to see. Okay, let me give it a height of maybe 60 pixels so that everybody can see it. Okay, now I want you guys to see something here. Okay, Clinton, you're still the one who's talking. So you can see the text
Yeah.
is at the text is at the center. Yeah, we are very happy for that. But then now it's at the center, but then at the top. We want it to be, we want the text to be at the center, but then at least inside here, somewhere, somewhere at the middle maybe. We don't want it to be at the top here. Yeah. So
Get.
yeah. So how can you do that? Finish up. Or maybe where
We
should
can
we
use
put?
the. We can use justify content,
Okay,
so that
so
it horizontally.
okay. So wait. So how should I
Wait,
type
wait.
it?
So
Should I
I'm
start?
confusing between justify content and align items. One is vertical, one is horizontal.
Okay, so which one should I put here? Should I put the align items or justify content?
Let's try justify content.
Okay,
Then if it's wrong, we can do the other one.
okay, justify content. Yeah, which one? So justify content.
Center.
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 Okay, okay. Still nothing.
Mm. Nothing has happened.
Yeah, nothing has happened.
Okay. We go to the next one. Align items.
So should I delete this one or should I just leave it here?
Remove that one. Remove that one.
Okay, let me remove it. So align items.
Yeah.
So align items. Center also. Okay. But then still nothing has happened.
Why? I don't see why.
Okay, let me see. Somebody has raised his hand up. So okay, Emmanuel. Okay, Emmanuel, help us.
Okay, I saw something today and I tried it. Let me see if it will work here.
Okay, sure.
Uh, top. I instead of align item, let's try top.
So I should remove these align items. Okay. So I should say top.
Yes,
Okay, top, and then which I should give it a value of how much?
50,
Okay, 50 pixel or just 50?
50%. I think so.
Okay, 50%. Okay, and then okay.
This is
Can you see the
I
ugly
don't
stuff?
think it's not going to work. I just saw something that won't work for this case.
Yeah, but then that's how we all learn because now we have seen how it's working. So next time, maybe when you are coding alone, all alone, you'll know when you want to use the top how it usually works. So this is how learning works actually. So thank you so much for that, Emmanuel. So anyone
Yeah.
else maybe has anything to say? Well, before I write this, let me mention one last person. So okay, Jason, even if you can't say anything, you can still type. Yeah, so I'm waiting for you. Type something there so that so okay, Jason. So what we are trying to do here, sorry, I had not seen that. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to place our footer. Let me show you. We are trying to place this footer here. We were trying to place this footer here at the bottom. Yeah, so that had already been possible. So let me remove the stop. Yeah, that had already been, yeah, so that's already been possible because of this position fixed and this bottom attributes here. So but then now the problem is our text here is at the very top layer, and then we don't want this text to be here. We want the text at least to be down here. Maybe you can say at the center, but then at the center of this of this position. I don't know if you are getting me. Okay, because of time, let me type it. So in order to do that, we'll have to do. Okay, there's somebody. Let me recall the name so that he was actually in the right. Okay, Emmanuel. Okay, sure. Okay, sure, Emmanuel. Emmanuel.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Should I? Did you ask a question?
No. I saw your hand was up, so
I didn't know it's there, but I thought about using margin and then top margin auto.
okay. So do you
Will
want?
you?
So do you want to try?
Yeah, let's try.
Okay, sure. So okay, give me.
margin.
Okay, so margin. So which value
No,
should I give it?
no, use padding instead of margin.
Okay, padding. Okay, so a value of.
Okay, well, let's try 10 pixel.
Okay,
Let's say I look like
10
20.
pixels. So okay, as you can see, when we add a padding of 10 pixel, this one keeps growing. The background color keeps growing. Yeah, so I don't think that's how we can do this. Maybe you try
Okay,
something else. Okay, let me see who is that. Okay, sure. Okay, there's nobody. So let me try it. So in order to make this possible, first of all, we can use a display property. Yeah, so we can say we can use a display property of, so you can say display and use display. So we want the display to be flex, and then we'll justify our content. Justify our content to be at the center, and then we will align items also. We'll align our items to be at the center also. Yeah, so can you guys see now the difference? So after using this display, justify content, and then the align items attributes, now this is when the text changes its position. So it's placed at the centermost part of the footer. We can also style our header. So now, because I've helped out with the footer, so somebody else now will do the header. So I'll just start with the header. Sorry, header. Okay, now you can try maybe selling the header in a different way. So maybe say we want the color of this text, our introduction to HTML and CSS, to change. So we want the color to change to be like, let's say, a color that everybody will see, maybe green. Yeah, and then we also want it to have the behaviors of the footer. We want it to have a padding, a height, and a width. Yeah, and then the position also. Yeah, we can just leave it there at the position. We can also place it at the center, or maybe at the left or right. Yeah, but then we just want to see how the styling works. Yeah, so can somebody try? Maybe somebody get it started. So okay, now let's do this using baby steps. So first of all, we want the color of our text to change. So how can we do that? How can we change the color of this text to be green? So somebody try.
Release the color component.
Okay, sure. Thank you for that. You just say color. So you should just type color, right?
Yeah.
So and then green. Yeah. As you can see, the color has already changed to green. Yeah. So we want the text to be at the center. Okay, maybe let's say at the left.
Let's go with maybe coloring first. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, sure. Okay, so how can we do that?
You want it at the left.
Now, yeah,
Display.
okay, display. Okay, display will always be flex or maybe block sometimes, depending on what you're trying to style. So and then after display, so what else? I should justify content to be at the center or at the left.
You want it at the left or you want it at the center? Because
Let's place it at the right, because it's already at the center right now, and it's already at the
yeah,
left. Yeah, so
yeah,
maybe, so justify content, say left, right. Yeah, as you can see, we have justified our content to be at the right. Now it's already at the right. And also what you want it to also have, you want it to be like this, but then we don't want it to have the background color to be full up to here. Yeah, we want it to have a background color up to maybe here at the center here. So like this color it's filled up to the corner here, but then we want this filling to be up to maybe here at the middle here. So how can we do that?
I'll go maybe for width.
Yeah, so okay, let me see width. So width.
We could start with maybe background color. Background color.
Okay, so
Background color. You want background color to be color?
okay, just say anything. Just say any can work.
Brown, brown, brown.
Okay, so let me see. Sorry about that. So background color. Yeah, so background color. So as you can see, the background color is brown. But then now the only problem is that the background color is touching from here up to here. But then we don't want it to be that way. We only want the background color to be up to at the center, or maybe at the middle here. So how can we do that? So next,
Width 50%.
so with okay with 50%. Yeah, but then now I want you to see something. If you put the 50%, this one is moving, so our content are moving. So how can we apply the same styling? Let me add a height so that we can see the changes better. So let me add a height maybe of 50 pixel. Yeah, okay. And also, yeah, so how can we do that? So yeah, guys, say something. Let it be an interactive session. At least if you say your wrong answer, next time you won't say it, because you already said it and then you saw that it was not working. But then if you keep it to yourself, you'll still want to try it somewhere else. Now that's where the problem. Yeah, so at least say something here, because we are all learning here. We are all students. So there's no right or wrong answer, because we're all learning. Unless in an interview, because if you're in an interview, you're at an interview and then you give a wrong answer, that's a wrong answer. But then here there's no wrong or right answer. So somebody, if you give it 100, it's going to be from here to here. But then now we don't want it to be that way, because we want it to be at the center. So we have tried giving it 50. It's working. Okay, sure. Who is that? Okay, Manuel. Yes, Emmanuel. We can't hear you.
I was muted. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure. We can hear you now.
So, let's try margin.
Okay, so margin. Okay, so margin. Okay, margin. I should give you a value.
0.
Okay,
0.
Okay. After
giving. Then no, done. I'm not done. 0 space auto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want you to see something here. If I finish it, so it's now at the center. Can you see? Let me maximize. I hope you can see this. Now if I maximize the screen, it's at the center. Let's say it's the center. Now we want it to be at the right here. So the code is actually okay up to now, because you can see the footer is where it's at the place we want it to be. The header here also, but then now the only small thing is that's not the right place we want it. So now we want it to be at here at the right. Everything up to here is okay, but then also something else. Yeah, and I failed to mention that. As you can see here, our header, there's a little bit space left between these two things here. So we also don't want this space here. just more like the footer. We want
Okay.
it to be, yeah, we want it also to be like the footer here. We don't want space here. So okay, sure, continue now. Continue. So how do you think we should do that? Okay, let me mention a name. Rahmat, say something, please. Please. Just say something. Even if you're just going to greet us, just say something. Okay, I guess. And okay, after this, let me align items. So display flex, justify item, justify content right, align items right, yeah, and then top, you can see you can give it a top of 0. Yes, so top 0, so bottom 0, position, you can also give it position, give it a position fixed. So okay, let me change background color. Let me put the background color could be more of something. I bet that's a little bit okay because we can see the text more clearly. So align items right. What if you try? What if you try? What if you try? The display to be block. Sorry. Even if we say the display to be blocked, still the same place. So just leave the display to be flex. So we justify content to be at the right. Align items to the right. Top 0. Position it to be fixed. The background color I've given it. The width I've given it also. So okay, I guess you leave that. Leave that to yes. Give it 100% pixel. Let's just place it at the center also. You just leave it there for the moment. We'll get back to that. So don't forget about this one. Okay. For the moment, let us try adding some few styles here so that we can be able to format more things. We can add a h1 saying welcome to this session. You can see consistency is key in everything. You guys are going to tell me why you're not seeing this. Yes, so the paragraph of welcome to live. Make sure you want to succeed in life, make sure you're persistent. Persist in all that you do. Yeah, and also you can say this is something like H2, another H2. Nothing good comes easy. The H4. Free things are never because of disrespect. Yeah, and also add maybe another paragraph saying just keep on grinding. So gonna be worth it soon. So yeah. Lastly, okay. I want for because I've noticed most of us here are not getting three things here. There's something called a padding and a margin. Yeah, they're two different things. So before I gave out the difference, is will someone maybe help us try to saying the difference? Because I've seen that most of you guys here are maybe failing to get the difference between the two. Because in place where you're supposed to use the padding, somebody is using the margin. In place where you're supposed to use the margin, somebody else is using the padding. So can you try maybe helping us to know the difference, to get the difference between a padding and a margin? Yeah, so will someone help us with doing that? Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, can hear you.
Yeah, for my own, let me start from margin.
Okay, sure.
Margin, you add margin aside from the container.
Okay,
Are you getting me? Aside from the container.
okay,
Then the padding will insert from the container.
okay. Let me write both of that down. So padding. So while padding are added inside the container. Added inside the container. Okay, container. Okay. So let me. Okay. So who was talking? It was you, Clinton, right?
It's Chinoso.
Okay, Chuna. So okay, now we are going to style both of this. So while we are styling the margin, you're the one who's going to help us in doing that. So please. So now, okay, before anything else, as you can see, guys, here I have written a heading one, which is saying consistency is key in everything you are doing, whether you are studying, whether it's work, anything. Consistency, guys. Yeah. Well, we started this Pld session. We had said that we'll be meeting 3 days a week. So we started while we were many, but then some people are dropping out day in day out. But then I'll tell you guys here something. If you want to be successful in everything, anything you're doing, just be consistent. Yeah, sometimes you're going to be tired, you're going to be moodless, but then if you said you're going to do it, make sure you follow it until the end. Yeah, I think that's enough for motivation. Okay, so can someone help us with the call with the styling? Will you, so that we'll remove the heading from here, because the heading is below this header here, and we don't want it to be here. So can anyone help us with that? Because the trick, maybe I should help The trick is based on the body. You're supposed to set the whole body so that you can get this text here. So anyone, 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 give it a margin of 0. Okay. Anyone?
What's your question?
Okay, we are okay. I've written an a H1 here. A H1 here called H1 saying consistency is key in everything. But then let me maximize this. But then in this output here, I can't see it. I can't see the heading which is saying consistency is key in everything. And the reason to that is because it's below this header. Maybe this header is what is making us not to see the heading. So we want a styling, because all of this is just styling. So we want a styling that we can use so that this heading can move from here until somewhere we can see it, just so that we can be able to see it, but then this styling is still here. So can you try? First of all, I don't know, did you get what I'm trying to do, or what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard you.
Yeah, so
Yes, I'm getting what you're saying, but the this is that your heading, that your first that your heading first, you give it position.
okay, so okay, sure. Okay, I'm here.
You give it position and you put it fix. So as you give it position and put it fixed, anything you put there is again is going to be inside, unless this your heading down, this your second heading, you give the margin, you push the margin down, then the text will come down, unless it will not come down, or then you wrap it with container div.
Oh, okay, wait. Some here can't keep up, so wait. I like it slow. Okay, so now all of that. So how am I supposed to implement it? Give me the code. Show me the code. So you have said I should use a margin. Okay, margin. Oh, okay, what value should I give the margin? Yeah. So what value should I give the margin?
To be margin top, not only margin,
Okay, so okay, margin.
margin top.
Okay,
Top,
margin top. Okay, what value?
you can give it maybe you can give it, let's give it 30 pixel.
Okay, 30 pixel. Okay. Okay, now I want you to see, if you give it a margin top of 30 pixel, it's actually going down, because now let's style this, and then we're going to see the difference between style margin and padding. Because if you give it a margin, instead of it going down, instead of us seeing the text, the margin of the header is making the text to be pushed downwards. That's not what we want. Maybe we can give it this margin.
See what you see what happened, that you see, you put body, the this thing is showing body, you put the margin of the body.
Oh,
That's the reason why it's, you see it.
okay, so yeah, okay, let me remove this.
It should be in that text. If it is paragraph,
Okay, let
what
me
do you use for the
okay, margin top. But same thing, I've removed the body actually, and then I've placed margin top 30 pixel, but that's still same thing.
not that place? Go
Okay,
back to that your code. Go back to that your HTML, not CSS.
okay, sure, let me go back to the HTML. Okay, here's the HTML. Let me maximize. Okay, here's the HTML.
Okay, we are looking for the introduction. This is the header bar.
Yeah, this is the header. The consistency is key in
Go
everything. Okay,
go there and write header. Just go there, put header.
here.
Then you put the margin. Yes. The tag, the header tag.
So I should go to the CSS file now.
Go to CSS. Yes.
Okay, let me minimize this a little bit. Okay, okay, this is the CSS, so this is the header now. Okay, I'm in the header, so I should go. So what should I type?
This is the header now. Then okay, it will still go down. Just use uh, an introduction to HTML.
Yeah, so I should use margin. You are saying margin margin top. So let me use first of all the margin 30 pixel, and then if I say that, oh, let me remove this, sorry about that. Okay, margin top, you see nothing has changed. Actually it's being pushed down. If we see margin bottom 30 pixel, still nothing, but then let's add maybe the 60. Sorry about that. Still nothing. What if we just give it a margin, the margin itself, let's say maybe 30 pixel? See, it's still going down, so nothing. What do we give it a padding of maybe, let's say 30 pixel? Still you can see, you can still, you can see
Is the content inside the thing?
yeah.
Check.
So
See, go back to that your HTML. Let's check something because I don't know the one you're styling on.
okay, here, okay, the header itself, there's a the
We
element,
are, excuse me, wait, excuse me. We are styling on the consistency is Kiva.
yeah, which is a H1.
Wait, what you do is when you write header,
Mm-hmm.
header then with dots h1, header with the dots whether, excuse me, header with h1 will give you what you want,
Okay, so okay, let me see header. So you're saying I should use header dot h1?
not dots. Then
Okay,
you move small, put h1.
okay, sure. Okay, so you're saying I should use margin top,
Yes.
margin top, pixel 30 pixel. Okay, as you can see, nothing still. Can you see, have you seen something, have you seen a change? Can you see something changing?
Okay, use only, yes, yes,
Have you noticed what have changed?
yes, I notice. It's
Okay,
come down.
okay, okay, actually you are right, but then let me tell you where you are wrong. Okay, as you can see here in our HTML file here, the header, let me maximize this. The header and the H1 are two different elements. The header is a different element, and then the header is also a different element. They are not nested. If maybe they were nested, that's when we could have used maybe header dot h1 or maybe something like that. But then in this case, they are not nested, so you can't use that. In a situation
Okay,
maybe you are
yes,
using
yes, yes,
tags, yeah, I think you get me now.
yes, I'm getting, yes, unless you use body, yeah, because they it was not wrapped around.
Yeah, exactly. Now that was the reason to us why. Okay, so now up to here we can we can see everything. So this one is our header, our heading one, yeah, everything here. Let me also add another a heading, so that I want us to see something here. Let me see procrastination. Procrastination kills all dreams. Yeah, so let me also, so I hope there's two headings. Yeah, there are two headings, and then also want another h2, and so that's the h2. So the h2, maybe you can say welcome. You can say that, we can say something like that. Okay, now guys, so in this part now I want us to style all of this. As we can see here, there's a h2, there are two headings, also paragraph, there are also so many things. We can also maybe add some list. You can say maybe, okay, let me just write them and then somebody will tell me the difference. So order list and then another list. Okay, can somebody tell me here the difference between the OL and then the UL? One is called an ordered list, and then the other one is ordered list. So what are the difference between the two? Because somebody may be here and then maybe doesn't know the difference. So can somebody maybe try helping us, telling us the difference between the two? Because both of them are used to list things, but then what are the difference? So maybe if you look at them, in what scenario can we use the OL, the ordered list, and an ordered list? Someone, anyone?
Uh, yeah, this OL now,
Mm-hmm.
when you want to make use of numbers,
Okay.
that's when you will use order lists.
Okay.
This OL.
So
Then
like
UL is when you want to make a bullet. When you want to use bullets,
use UL an ordered list. Okay. Give us
yes, is
give us
another list.
give us a small list that you can use a small list. So in order to make it possible, so how should we implement it?
Okay,
So
use li.
okay, sure. So you can say Pld
You can say
started.
many.
Okay, menu. Okay, sure. Let me just say menu. Okay, and then li
Then
again when you want to write something
li
else.
again. Yes, li again.
Okay, so and then okay, tell
Can
us
say
again.
services.
Okay,
Services.
services. Okay, just three and
Then
enough.
another one.
Okay, the
Then
last one.
we put contacts.
Okay, contacts. Okay, I know that list. Give us something also.
Then put again li again.
Okay, so li. Okay, so something.
You can say your email. Put email.
Okay, say email. Okay,
Li again.
okay,
You can put phone number.
okay. So phone number. Okay,
You can put again.
okay. On the last one, three are enough. Let me just use
You
the.
can
You can write.
not just read the message.
Okay, let me just say password just then. Okay, thank you for that. As you can see, yeah, also we need to do something for this. Okay, because you're the one who is talking, finish up the code. So we can't see the unordered list here. We can only see the ordered list for the menu services contracts. So edit this, edit our code so that we can see it. Sorry, who is that? Chinoso. Sorry, okay, sorry guys about that. Okay, so can you finish up the code? We can see the unordered list, so format this so that we can be able to see it.
What you do, go back to that your HTML
Yeah, here's the
before we start
HTML.
formatting.
Yeah, here's the HTML.
Okay, this is your HTML. First of all, this your footer should be down.
Okay, yeah, sure, that's
The,
true.
the, 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 this is your footer now. You should copy it to down first.
Yeah, I think Control X. Let me remove it there. Yeah, that was the only reason. I don't think that was the only reason because same thing here. Even if I've moved it down, but then still same thing. I hope you can see this chin also.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, so oh sure, finish up,
Have
finish
you
up.
have you have you have you refresh? I
Yeah,
should put it down.
automatically it normally refreshes itself automatically
Oh,
because
Okay.
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
If I may ask,
yeah, sure.
what extension or browser? Because with me, I must always refresh. How do you go about it?
Yeah,
Because I see you're coding live and changes are happening.
okay, it's live server. Okay, actually adjust the settings. You just tweak the setting a little bit. In my VS code, I've configured it to be saving automatically everything I'm doing. So automatically I type something, as you can see here. For example, if I remove this here, automatically my browser here starts loading itself here because the I've configured this VS code to be saving automatically anything, any change I do, it automatically saves itself. So automatically it has been saved. The browser it automatically refreshes itself. So that's why. So just switch
So
the
it's an
setting.
extension.
No,
It's an
yeah,
extension or it's a setting.
it's a setting. It's a setting. Just settings. Just set it in your VS code. If you set the setting in your VS code to automatically be saving what you're doing, automatically in the live server it will be reloading. Yeah. Sorry. Who is talking? I can't hear you properly. Oh, but okay. Pardon. I don't know if it's me alone, but I can't hear you.
Your voice seems far.
Yeah. Okay, Chinoso,
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Can you hear me?
can you at least put your device closer to your mouth, maybe?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you
Yeah,
clearly.
yeah, sure. Now we can hear you. Okay, so I think you're saying something.
Yes, I was saying based on that autosave.
Yeah.
Maybe if actually the person want to know, is not too hard like that. When you go to your VS Code settings, then you scroll down, you see autosave. You just put it autosave. Then anything you're typing will be saved immediately. Every time you type finish, it will automatically save itself.
Exactly.
So I didn't know. So actually no. And that thanks. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's okay. So somebody finish up with what you were saying here. So will somebody try, guys? We've already done this here in our header. So the same thing we've done in our header, we want to do it in our footer. So somebody, the same exactly want, because here in the constituencies key was below this header, and then we use this, we just use this h1 here, and then we made the changes. Now we want to do the same thing. Okay, let me type something, and then you'll tell me. So
Please, I want to add something there.
okay, sure.
Continue this one you're doing.
Okay, okay, so margin top 50 pixel, no. Okay, let me see. Margin. Okay, let me keep it.
No, no, we are going to use margin bottom, so that it will pop up. We want it to come up.
Okay, so say 30 pixel. Still not working. Yeah, so we just have to use this footer here. Okay, let's just use this footer. So let me remove this. Just use this footer. So say margin 50. Is it not working? Oh, this is the only CSS is usually hard, but then most types just get it. So margin top. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be margin top. 30 pixel, still nothing. What about 50 pixel? Still nothing. 70 pixel, still nothing. So what about we had margin 30 pixel? Sorry about that. Let me just reduce the height. Is to be 30. Yeah, so and then to reduce, yeah, the height is 100. Let me just yeah, let me just reduce the height to be 20, I think. Okay, I just reduced the height. That's not the best way to do this. There's a more better way to do this, but then for the meantime, I guess we just use that. Yeah, so let us go back to the code. So as I was saying, guys, so now as you can see,
Please, I wanted to add something there.
okay, sure,
This our code is not well structured,
okay, sure,
but I know it's just for our own learning purposes.
okay,
Are you getting me? So if actually we want to restructure this code,
mm-hmm.
these our the head tag is okay, but this h1 paragraph, H2, H4,
Mm-hmm.
paragraph, supposed to stay inside div.
Okay.
You wrap it around with a container called div. Any you can use a class ID and wrap it around. Then you can identify it as anything. You can use a naming convention identify it. Then you can this our order list will be inside another container. Then use another thing identify it so that anytime you want to access it in your CSS, it will be as easy as to access it.
Okay. Thank you for that, Chino. So, okay, actually, we are getting there, but then this is more like an introduction because we don't want to rush things so quickly that people won't know how we got there. That's why we are starting this because up to here we can't just use div because maybe, for example, in that case we'll be having two divs. But then remember, now let me show you something here. In this case, maybe we have like three h1s here. Okay, two h1 and two h1, yeah, two h1. So maybe we want to style this first h1 here. We want to style consistency is key in everything. So coming here to here, we just say h1, and then maybe we want to say we want the text to be, want to be the color to be, maybe say blue. If you set the color to blue, we see that h1 color blue. We see that both of our h1s change their color to be blue, but then we only wanted this first h1 to change the color to blue. Now, how can we do that, or maybe how can that be possible? Now, using that concept is when we can be able to wrap our content using inside the div tags, using the div element, so that now we can style this code more easier, in an easier way. Because remember, learning is a journey. You just can't start from introduction and then move up to building a website just like that. You have to know how you move, steps. So that's why that we are getting there, but then we just want to know, to have a background on how we got there, so that maybe even if you're explaining it to someone, you know how to explain it better. Take for an instance, we had already started using divs here, but then now we don't know how to style the divs, because maybe we have more than 5 divs in our web page here, in our file here, but then we only want to style one div. How can that be possible? Now that's what we are building on, so that we can go there. So I hope that helps, Gino. So so I don't know if you can. Yeah, okay, Gino. So I hope you got why we had not started with that. Yeah, okay, sure. Sure. So I guess maybe his phone is far away. So guys, as you can see, so we only wanted to style the first heading. This consistency is key in everything. But then when we have applied in our CSS here, when we apply the styling, both of our headings have changed their color. So we want a method that we can use, so that we can only style the first heading and not the second one. So who can help us with that, or maybe give us a way that we can use so that we can make that possible? So anyone? Emmanuel, someone? Emmanuel, let me start mentioning some names. Okay, Clinton, if you can help us with that.
Uh, uh, the question was about maybe coloring one header and not affecting the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, as you can see, both these blue text here are both headings. This one is heading 1 and this one is heading 1 also. but then we only want to set the first heading, not the second one. So how can that be possible?
Go back to HTML code.
Okay, here is the HTML. Here is it. Let me do this. Let me maximize it. Okay, so this is the H1.
So we can use. I don't know if I'm correct, but I think maybe we can go with the div.
Okay, we don't want. Okay, even if we use the div, even if okay, even if we use the div, still it's not going to work. Okay, maybe we don't want to start with that approach, because there's some people here, maybe let's assume, we are assuming, because we know everybody has gone through the steps, the resources, so we're just assuming that not everyone knows that, so we will just want to start building up. So maybe how, without using div, let's say, which other method can you use other than div?
Oh, we can use the
Let,
inline. We can use the
let's
inline editing.
let's
Sorry,
use the child process.
sorry, sorry, Chino. So let
Okay.
Clinton first of all finish what he was saying. Okay, finish up, Clinton.
Yeah, we must, but we can also use the inline editing, or I must use the CSS file.
Okay, in this case, let's say, for example, you are doing your task and then you find that Alexa said don't use an inline styling for this, we want you to use another file somewhere else. So how can we do that?
Someone else can help. No, I'm finding difficulties with that one, because maybe I thought only of the inline and maybe of using a div class.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, okay, Chino, so sure. Let me minimize this. Okay, Chino, so okay, we can't hear you, but then if you're talking, in case you're talking, we can't hear you. So let me say, I just say, if I pronounce your name in a bad way, you'll just have to excuse me. So
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, sure, and we can hear you right now. Okay, can you? We can't. I can't hear you again.
Let's use the child process
Okay, sure. So how
of
will
the
we do
body
that?
of the body. So what you do, you put body
Okay,
in your
so
CSS.
okay, so body.
Then you
Okay,
go there and type body.
okay, so body. Okay, let me say body. Okay,
Then you use use no no not use greater than after the body. No, use greater than.
and after the body should use H1.
No, greater than before the H1.
So we can't hear you properly. I think you're far away, or maybe
No, I'm not. It's network. After the body, you use greater than sign.
less than sign.
Greater than.
Okay,
Then less than sign. Yes. Then you put the H1.
imagine I can't hear you. I can't hear what you're saying. All of a sudden I can hear you, and then all of a sudden I can still hear you again. So maybe you try typing it in the chat, because I can't hear you. So let me just look at the chat, because I can't hear what he's saying. Margin out tonight. Okay, so just try typing it in the chat. I'm looking at the chat so that I can type it here. So while he's typing, let me mention a name. Nsazima. I hope that's the right pronunciation for thy name. Can you maybe try helping us with that while he's typing? Okay, so because of time, I'll just have to do it. Okay, in this case we'll just use sorry about that. In a case like that, you just have to use these selectors. So while I was starting this peer learning session today, I had said yesterday we talked about three types of selectors. So there's something called an ID selector, a class selector, and then there's something lastly called a type selector. Yeah. So in this case, when you want to style a heading, yeah, a heading in this case, so maybe an element that that there are many, you can use any, but then in this case you can't choose a type selector, because in a case where we have so many headings, a type selector won't work. So let's try a class selector. So using a class selector, you just come to to the element you want to style. You just give it a class name. Okay, sure. I guess somebody.
I said class. I said class, and you said no.
Okay, sorry. I didn't hear you. So sorry for that. Sorry. Okay, just finish up what you are saying. Okay, so you should do class.
Go on. I said div or class, but okay, go on.
Okay,
You
you
can
can
give
just.
it me. Okay, maybe class name. Class is equals to
Okay. So class is equals to what class name should you do you think we should give it?
container.
Okay, so class is equals to container. Container. Okay. Okay, so let me remove this. This is because of autocomplete. So
Then to your system.
container. I hope everything is okay. Yeah. So come to you. Just to do this h1. So I should just say so. Okay. So in our CSS, how should I start the styling? I should just write container like that.
Dot container.
Okay, dot container, and then open this. Okay, and then use the color blue. Okay, now you can see the first heading has changed its color to blue, but then the second heading has not changed its color to, it's still black, the default color. So you should know about that. So there are two types of styling, there are three types of selectors. There's a class selector, an ID selector, and lastly, I just normally use the name type selector, because you just use the name of the element itself. If you want to style a div, you just write div. If you want to style h1, you just write h1. Like in this case here, because we were styling a header, we just wrote header. Because we were styling a footer, we just write footer. So yeah, so that's it. So if you come back to our code here, you'll see that even though both of them are headings, the first heading has changed its color, but then the second one is still the same way. So you should know about that. Here's something else. Now let us try styling the second, okay, a paragraph using an ID selector, so that we can see how both of them work. So you also give it and you just say this first one is using a class selector, but then the second one, let us use an ID selector. So you just give it an ID of, let's say, maybe pag1, symbolizing paragraph 1. So we come here in our heading. So before I type, will anyone say what name should I start, or how should I start? Because using a class selector, you use a dot and then the name of the class, but then in using an ID selector, we can't start with a dot. So what other maybe character should we use?
Is it a hashtag?
Okay, yeah, so it's hash. So hash pag1, and then let's also give it a color. Okay, maybe you can say text transform. Give it a text transform.
You're good with CSS. CSS is hard.
Yeah, CSS is hard actually, guys, but then
I,
you should not.
if I may ask, are you done with the task?
Okay, I'm not done with all of them, but then I think I'm in task 8 or so. After this, I'll finish up with the rest. They are not so hard. So what
Yeah, it's
about
so
you?
hard.
Are you
I mean,
already done?
no, I'm in task 5. I'm having difficulties with task 5 or 6, one of them. So,
Okay, tomorrow you are thinking tomorrow, if only if we plan. So tomorrow, because yesterday was an introduction, today was a continuation, and then tomorrow, in case we decided we wanted to go through the task together, like what we did for the Airbnb clone, the console. So if we agree, we can do that tomorrow, but then if everybody's okay, we'll just meet up on Monday. Yeah, so now using
And
the
Tomorrow is okay now. We'll do it tomorrow.
okay,
I'll just for you, Ahmed.
yeah, okay, sure.
Mm.
Okay, sure. We'll talk about that after when the session is ending. So, okay. I
Yeah,
think.
you'll give me a yes.
Okay. So in this ID selector here, so you are trying to do this. So using the ID selector, we have given out this first paragraph here an ID called pag1. So coming back to our CSS code here. So while you're using the ID selector, you normally start with the hash. If you forget this hash, nothing is going to happen. Yeah, but then if you add the hash using the name that you gave, the ID name that you gave, now you'll see the changes. So we have given it a text transform of uppercase, so that's why all of the text have become, you can say, uppercase. So in Kenya we normally say capital letters, so I don't know what about you guys. Yeah, so all of the letters have become uppercase. And then the color, we have set the color to red. You can see also the text color is red. Yeah, you can also maybe say, you can give it maybe let's just give it a text align, maybe say center. You see the text is going to be at the center. You can give it maybe a margin. So let us play with it a little bit. Let me just give it a play so that you can see the difference. You can give it a margin. Let's give it a margin of 10 pixel so that you can see. No, let's give it something like 30. I want you guys to see the difference here. And then let's give it a padding of also 30 pixel. And then let's give it a background color of, let's say, black. Yeah, so sorry about that. Let's give it a background color of black, and then let's give it something like a border. Let's give it a border. So border, let's give it dotted maybe. Yeah, so I think okay.
Give it border radius.
Okay, maybe, yeah, we can give it also. We can also talk about the border radius. Yeah, we can also talk about the border radius. So okay, so about that. Okay, so what value should I give the border radius?
5 pixel.
Okay, so 5 pixel. Okay, sure. As you can see, so maybe any other styling you guys think we should give it, so that now before we talk about it. Yeah, so I guess nobody's saying anything, so okay, we'll go with this. So the padding itself, I want you guys to see something here. So the padding now, I don't know how I'll explain this so that everybody gets this. So we can say, like, yeah, so the paddings are added inside the container. So the padding is the space inside the container. In this paragraph here, the space inside the container now, this space that you see inside the container, this space here that has been filled by the black color, this one is what we call the padding. The margin now is the space outside the container. This space you see outside the container, the space between the free things are never served with respect, and then margin are outside the container. Now this space surrounding the element itself is what is called a margin. Now if you add the margin, maybe say give it something 30, you'll see that the text surrounding this element are further away from it. So you should remember about that. So the margin are outside the container. They are the spaces outside the container itself. while the padding now, these are the spaces inside the container. And we can also play with the margin and also the padding. We can also talk about, let me remove this first margin. You can see we can add a margin top. We can add a margin top of maybe something like 30, let me say 30 pixel. You'll see that if you add a margin of, you see that you see that the space up, this space here, up before the free things are never served with respect, is actually bigger compared to this space down here. We can also give it a margin top, bottom, left, and also right, I think. Let me see. Yeah, left and right. So margin top, bottom, left, and right. So, and also even the padding, we can also play with it. Top, left, bottom, and right. Yeah, we can play with the background color. We can play with border. So the border, this is the border. The border is this now, the line outside this. This is what we call the border. You can give it any style you want. It can be dotted. It can be dashed. It can be none. It can be dashed. Yeah, it can be none also. It can be none just like that. If you just play in none, you can also play with the border radius. Yeah, you can also, yeah, you can say that. You can say with the border radius. You can give it any radius you want, and you can see the border radius here. The border radius are this. How will I say this? Maybe you can say,
It is curve.
yeah, this curved. Yeah, exactly. It's curved here. So these are the small things you should know about CSS. But then most importantly, guys, what you're not supposed to forget about CSS is, okay, maybe we say, while you're doing the project itself, the web static object project, one thing you should know as an introduction, you should know how to style an object using the inline styling method. So for example, let's say we want to style, let's see which one here. I want to style, okay, let me add something here. So let me just say, let us add a form. Just create a small form. That's in this form, let us create maybe a registration form. So you can see field set, yeah, so you can add a field set. So this field set acts, it's like a box. Yeah, like if you want to say a box, yeah, for combining same things, it's more like a div. But then the div, using a div won't create this box here. As you can see it, it's the div, it symbolizes things that are together, but then it doesn't create a form, it doesn't create a box. But then using the field set it creates a box that you can see. Yeah, so you can also create a legend. So the legend, we'll see how it does it. So the legend is, you can say pld form. You can just create pld search form. Yeah, so as you can see, sorry, let me use the right naming convention for this. I don't want space. As you can see, this legend here is the name that will be printed on the form. So it's more like, you can say the legend is the name. It's like a method used to show us, to tell us what the field set is all about. Yeah, let me just say that. So, and then we can say, so legend name. There are different ways to create forms, so depending on the best thing. So you can say, let me start with the name. Can you please mute yourself? So the name, you can give it an input type. You can use a label and a form. Okay, both label and then this method I'm using, you'll get the same thing. So depending on what you want. Okay, Maxwell was here. You could say most people are required to use a label, so let's say label name. Label name. While we move on, you'll get to know the different ways in how to create a form. So input type, because it's a name, we give an input type. We'll give it an input type of text, and then we want it to be required. We want it to be okay. Let's just placeholder want it to enter your name. Yeah, so unempty this this is more like a self-closing tag, so you also want to close it, but then I want it to be required so that somebody can submit this document input. So, and also we want to say a label for maybe say email. Yeah, so this one is wrong. It's supposed to be input. Yeah, so I'll say also label for email. So input type, you can give it an email maybe, and then placeholder, you can give it also enter your email. You want it also to be required so that somebody can submit this form without filling them. I'll also type this, but it's supposed to be input, not input. Yeah, and also let me just say something last one, because just 3 are enough because of time. Question is about to end, and also time, you can say password. Yes, so password. So input type it's supposed to be password, and then placeholder. Placeholder is equals to enter your password. Enter the password. Yeah, so we also want it to be required. Yeah, so and also lastly maybe a button. Submit. Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah, so PLD submit your name. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay. Okay guys, so up to here now we have created a form called PLD Saturday form. Okay, we have named, okay, let's give a better name. I think this one sucks. PLD session. Let me just give it like that, PLD session. Yeah, so but then now I don't think these names are the simple types are better like this, because if I was a user and then I go to a website and then I find that the form is like this, I'll never go back there again. At least I want the name to be starting here, and then the email to be down below, and then lastly password to be the last one there. So and then the submit button, the submit should be anywhere. So how can that be possible? So that the name to start, the email, and then the password to be down below there. So can someone give us a hint for that? Yeah, so maybe Clinton. Okay, sure, Clinton, can you help us with that? We want us the name starting, and then the email following, and then lastly the password. So how can that be possible? How can that be possible? Yeah, we can use the div, but then in this case we don't want to use the div. We just want to use a normal an easier method. Let's say an easier method. So how can we
We can use the is it break?
yeah, actually you can use the break, but then most of, okay, because it's an introduction and we are still learning, it's allowed, but then as time goes on, don't be using it. it's normally not. If Maxwell was here, he could say it. You should not use it. So let me say break. Yeah, you can use break. I'll see the name is starting, and then you should go to the email. Then also say break. Yeah, you can
Wait,
see.
before you use that format,
Yeah.
you have to ask what was on your mind before, if not break.
Okay, you can use also the display property. Yeah, you can use
Yes,
the
that
display.
is what I want to say. You can use display block
Yeah, you can use
so that
display
all
also.
of
So
I'm
okay,
really struggling with this, yes, yes. But okay.
okay,
I mean, you know, you really told me and I only thought of break because I
okay.
found that easy.
Yeah, you can also use the display, and actually using break is recommended because you, okay, there's a friend of mine called Maxwell. He normally says, in order to be a great programmer, you should be lazy. Yeah, and because this was why he normally says this, because if you're lazy, you're going to look for methods, for easier methods to be doing these things. So in this case, instead of typing break here, this is one, another break two, another break, and maybe you have more than 10 elements, so that is going to be tiresome. So because you're going to be repeating yourself, so just look for an easier method to do that. So an easier method to do that is using the display property. So because Chisomo, tell us, give us the code, so I want you to style it for us, so that it can be that way. So give us the code.
I
Yeah.
don't know whether it will work, but my mind as I see this thing, I know that this thing is a this is a this tag now. Let's go back to our CSS. Let's
Okay.
use the form, the
Yeah.
form,
So I should type form. Okay.
the form.
Okay.
Then use display block.
Display. Okay. Block.
Let's
Okay.
check whether it will work.
And then it can. Okay. Normally, now let me help you with something here. Every time you're using this display block, display flex, imagine it won't work just like that. It won't. You just can't type display block and then expect it to work like that. You must add something else down below. You either justify content this and align this, but then just saying display block just like that, it won't work. You must add something else. So display block, and then and then
You can use align items to the right and right. Okay,
okay,
left.
okay, align items. Let me try that. Align items. You're saying I should say left.
Yeah.
Nope, 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 nope. Something else, something else. Try something else. Should,
Justify.
okay, let's say justify what? How should they justify the content? Okay, justify, but then how?
Justify content. Yeah, left.
Justify content left. Still nothing.
Uh, okay, I don't know.
Some head. Now this is learning. Yeah. Next. How? So lastly, okay, someone wants to try something else. Lastly, so display what? Display block, and then justify content. So how should they justify content? Left on the display contents left. I don't that's not good. Okay, you can say maybe that won't work because let me remove this one here. Okay, display call display, and then
What's your question?
okay, we are trying still the same thing here. We are trying to
Yeah,
place
yeah.
the same thing. So the name has starting, but then we want the email to be down here, and then lastly the password to be down here. We don't want them to be like this because they're not appealing to the eye. Yeah, so that's what
Um,
that's what
I've
we're
seen
trying.
something. I've
Okay,
seen something.
okay.
I don't know if it's correct. It's align items.
So
Align item.
align items.
Align item. It is item or item. Align items. Flex that. That's it.
Flex that. Oh, sorry. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. So lastly, let me see who has joined before. Okay, okay. Chinoso has left. Okay. Okay, Jason, will you want to try that one before maybe I type something here? Lastly, okay, oh, let me look at the chat. Sorry about that, Jason. So Chinoso is saying, oh, okay, Jason, you are not typing something. Type something there. So we want to see, we want to try it before, so that at least everybody will have say something. So how should we do it? How can that be able? Can we make that possible? So I just got okay. Sorry. So the question is, we have created a form here. So we have created a form here called PLD session, and then we have inputted these inputs here. So the first input was name, which has this, and then email, and lastly password. And then the problem is they're not appealing to the eye because the name is starting, and then email on the left, and then lastly this one. What we're trying to do is put the name to start, and then the email to be down below, and then lastly the password. So how can we format this code so that that can be possible? Yeah, so I don't know if you are getting me.
If I may ask,
Yeah.
must the display be
No, the
be
display.
yeah, display
No,
be,
the
yeah, yeah. This is what I wanted to ask because display should be fixed.
it's not compulsory. You can use any type you want. So
After display is flex,
mhm.
I can go for align items flex start.
Oh, okay, let me type that. So flex start, flex. Oh, align items.
Yeah,
Align align items. Start. Flex start.
yeah.
Flex start. Sure. Still nothing. Still nothing.
I don't know.
So okay. Okay, should I type something, or let me look at the comment, and
Yeah,
then
so
let me look at the
go
chat?
ahead.
Okay, so okay, let me type this. Let me type this. So so display flex, and then we want our flex direction to be, let me put it back here. So flex direction to be in the column. So column flex direction. The column is still flex. Column, okay, so still nothing. So this one, okay. Let me do this. Okay, and then also we know that just not, and then label also. Okay, if you use the label also, okay, let me say label and then type, and then maybe use flex. Then maybe flex direction to be column. Okay, it's misbehaving, so let us just use this input. Okay, we use the input, we use it like this. It's working, but then it's not working the way we want it to work, but then it's a great start. So let's start here. So the only thing here we are going to change, let me use the break statement so that I can be able to change just one thing here. I want this to be all alone. Yeah, I want the submit. So okay, I want it to be name, and then that, email that, and then lastly that. So but then okay, we'll format that later on. So if you try to say submit without entering anything, you'll see it's saying please enter this field. So let me just say Maxwell, let me say Maxwell, and then email. I won't type the email, but then I'll type the password. You'll see it won't still accept because it's saying please enter your email. So that's because of this placeholder of this required. But then if we remove this, never. If we remove this and also remove this here, and then leave only one for name, you'll see something is changing. So should also look onto that. Yeah, so I think this is enough for an introduction, guys. So we've looked to everything. We've known how to style elements using the inline, how to style them using the inline method, also using another file somewhere else, and also using in the same web page using the style elements. We have also known how to create a small form, how to use the field set, the different methods of styling an element, the display property. We've known how to differentiate between the margin and paddings. We know how to place the background color. Yeah, and just for your information, what we've done here, how the styling the footer and header, that's the task that's the task 0 for the web static project. So I hope you got that. So because if you didn't get that, then you're not going to get the project, yeah, to do the task properly. So in task 2, in task 1, so task 1 was styling this using an inline. Task 2 was about styling a web page using styles in the head and using the style elements in the head section. Style 3 was about creating files. I was creating 3 files. I think one was common, the CSS, header and footer, yeah, going forward. So everything we have done here, you can say you can just say we have done the project, the project itself, because we've talked about the project. Oh, okay. So there's one last thing we have not talked about: insertion of images. I think that's just 3 or 4 there. Yeah, between the two, you are supposed to insert an image. Yeah, so we are not going to talk about that because the session is normally 2 hours and we have used 2 hours 18 minutes, so I think that's enough for the day. So till tomorrow, I think that's it from me. Unless somebody has a question, feel free to ask.